It was a cold, quiet evening at the International Art Gallery. People were laughing, drinking juice, and admiring beautiful paintings from around the world. The big hall was full of bright lights and colorful art. Suddenly, ring! Ring! A loud alarm echoed through the gallery. Everyone froze. The room became silent. Miss Harper, the nervous curator, hurried to the main wall. Her eyes grew wide. "The painting! It's gone!" she gasped. But wait, there was still a painting in the frame. Detective Leo, in his long coat, stepped closer. His sharp eyes spotted something strange. "This is not the real painting," he whispered. "Look here, a secret code in the corner." A swirl and some numbers were painted on the canvas. Who would steal a priceless work of art and leave a secret message behind? Why risk everything for a puzzle? Detective Leo smiled slightly, his voice calm but excited. "A real detective story begins now. Can you help me solve this case? Let the mystery unfold." Everyone gathered in the center of the gallery, their faces full of shock and curiosity. The bright lights seemed a little colder now. Detective Leo stood tall, his eyes scanning the room, the secret code still fresh in his mind. Miss Harper, the curator, wrung her hands nervously. Her job was to protect the paintings. Tonight, she felt worried and embarrassed. Nearby, Mr. Reese, a well-dressed man with shiny shoes, was whispering on his phone. He was a famous art collector and always searching for something rare. In the corner, a young woman sat quietly on a bench, sketching in her notebook. That was Lena. She loved art, but she sometimes felt invisible in big crowds. Tom, the security guard, stood by the main door, looking fused and a bit tired. He was known for being careful, but even the best guards could miss something in a busy night, and around them, visitors gathered in small groups, their voices low. Some pointed at the painting. Others looked at Detective Leo with hope. Maybe he could solve the mystery. Detective Leo cleared his throat. "Ladies and gentlemen, I will need your help tonight. Someone here knows more than they are saying. Let's find the truth behind the missing painting and the secret code." The investigation had begun. Detective Leo took out his small notebook and walked slowly around the main hall. He looked carefully at every detail: the floor, the walls, the painting, and the people. The room felt tense. Everyone was waiting to see what he would do next. First, Leo moved close to the painting in the frame. He put on white gloves and gently touched the canvas. He whispered, "Look, here's a tiny swirl and some numbers. 17, 4, S." He wrote it down in his notebook. Lena, the young artist, looked up from her sketchbook. "That wasn't there this morning," she said softly. Leo nodded, then called Miss Harper over. "Miss Harper, where were you when the alarm sounded?" She answered, "I was at the entrance, checking tickets. Everything seemed fine until I heard the alarm." Next, Leo found Mr. Rees, who was still holding his phone. "Mr. Rees, what were you doing just before the alarm?" Mr. Rees replied quickly, "I was on an important call near the statue in the corner. I didn't leave my spot." Leo noticed Mr. Rees's shiny shoes. They were clean, not a single spot of dust. Tom, the security guard, was near the door, watching everyone. Leo walked over and asked, "Tom, did you see anyone acting strange tonight?" Tom shook his head. "Not really, but I did step outside for a moment. I got a call about a delivery at the side entrance. When I came back, the alarm was ringing." Leo wrote everything down, then looked for clues on the floor. He noticed something odd. A faint line of shiny powder, almost invisible, led from the painting spot to the side hallway. Leo bent down and touched the powder. He brought it to his nose and smelled it. Lena came over and whispered, "That's special art powder. Only painters use it. It helps colors shine under light. Leo's eyes widened. He checked everyone's hands. Most were clean, but Lena's fingers had a bit of silver powder. She noticed Leo looking and quickly put her hands in her pockets. Leo kept searching. He asked to see the security camera footage. Tom led him to the control room. They watched the video together. At midnight, the footage showed a shadowy figure in a long coat and gloves entering the gallery. The person moved quickly, never showing their face. The camera lost sight of the figure near the basement stairs. Leo paused the video. "That's strange. Why go to the basement?" he asked Lena. "Is there anything special downstairs?" Lena nodded slowly. "There are storage lockers. Sometimes artists keep their supplies there." Leo thought for a moment. He looked again at the code. 17 to 4S. He turned to Miss Harper. "Do the lockers have numbers and letters?" She replied, "Yes, exactly. 174S could be locker number 17, row 4, section S." Leo smiled. He called Tom and Lena to go with him to the basement. The stairs were cold and quiet. The light flickered as they walked down. Rows of old lockers lined the walls. Leo found locker 17 in row 4, section S. He took a deep breath, then opened it. Inside, wrapped carefully, was the original painting. On top of it lay a small, folded letter. Leo opened the letter. It said, "Art should be seen by everyone, not locked away for a price. A friend." Everyone stared at the painting in silence. Lena looked away, biting her lip. Leo turned to her. "This story isn't just about a missing painting, is it?" Lena's voice was quiet. "Sometimes I wish my art could be on that wall too. Maybe someone wanted to show that art is for all." Leo nodded. Maybe the biggest secret tonight was never about theft, but about being seen. He carefully carried the painting back upstairs, his mind full of questions, but his heart just a little more open. Detective Leo stood in the cold basement, the letter still in his hand, the real painting safe at last. He looked at Lena, then at Tom and Miss Harper. There was a heavy silence. "Lena," Leo said gently, "you recognize the art powder. You knew about the lockers. Your hands have the same powder as the trail on the floor. Do you want to tell us something?" Lena hesitated. Her eyes shone with worry and hope. "I never wanted to steal," she whispered. I made the copy myself. I painted it last week after hours when no one was here. I left the fake one on the wall and hid the real painting in the locker before the big night. I just wanted people to notice something was wrong, to notice my style. I left the code so someone smart, someone who cares about art, could find the truth. I wanted to show that art isn't only for the rich or famous, it should be for everyone. Miss Harper looked shocked. Tom opened his mouth in surprise, then closed it again. Mr. Rees, hearing the truth, frowned and turned away. Detective Leo nodded slowly. He understood. "It was a clever plan," he said softly. "You didn't sell the painting or destroy it. You wanted to start a conversation, to make people think." Lena bit her lip. "I'm sorry I broke the rules, but all my life I've painted in the shadows. I just wanted someone to see my work, even if it was hidden behind another's name." Miss Harper, after a moment, put a gentle hand on Lena's shoulder. "Lena, what you did was wrong, but I see your heart, and your art has something special." Leo took a deep breath and looked at everyone. Sometimes a crime is just a cry for attention. Sometimes a thief is just someone longing to be seen. The gallery manager agreed not to call the police, seeing there was no harm and the real painting was safe. Instead, they made a surprising decision. At the next exhibition, Lena's painting, the one she used as the copy, would be displayed beside the original. The code, the swirl, and the numbers would remain, a small secret between those who love art. That night, as the visitors left and the lights went down, Detective Leo walked through the quiet hall. He stopped and looked at the paintings, his coat gently swinging. He smiled to himself. This was not just about catching a thief. Tonight, a secret message changed the way everyone sees art, and maybe, just maybe, the way they see each other. The case was solved, but the story and the feelings it brought would stay with everyone for a long time. Later that night, when the gallery was quiet and empty, Detective Leo lingered near the wall of paintings. The code 174S still danced in his mind. He looked at Lena's copy, now hanging proudly beside the original. The swirl, the silver powder, the brushstrokes full of hope and courage. All of it told a new story. Leo smiled softly to himself. Sometimes the hardest mystery to solve is the one inside a person's heart, he thought. Tonight wasn't really about theft or crime. It was about wanting to be seen, wanting to belong. Art is for everyone, not just for a few. He took one last look at Lena's painting, the secret code now a symbol of bravery and dreams, and walked out into the cool night air. What about you? Have you ever wished for your voice, your art, your dreams to be seen? If this story touched you, share your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think is the real value of art? Have you ever wanted to share your secret talent with the world? Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the mystery, subscribe for more detective stories with Leo, and share this episode with a friend who loves a good secret. The adventure continues. See you in the next case.